Hello everyone, Blossom, the Seed of Life just released onto Steam. And here we are back in our demo world. But now we can move on to the next stages. But it seems like something had changed. Specifically with power output, or input, I'm guessing rather. The mining drones, they're taking up way more power now. So I had to delete 3 of them, because otherwise the batteries were just gonna deplete completely. Also, big thanks to the developer for sending me a key, so we can check out the full release. And now let's continue with what we were doing, which is creating water. As you can see, our next quest is to heat up the planet to create liquid water. That is the last thing in the temperature meter, which is probably kind of hard to see. There we go. That should be a lot easier now. Which means we need to make it at least 1 degrees. So let's see, where was the terraformation? Here it is. We need some heat cores. We should have those laying about. Yeah, because I just got rid of them. And we didn't need them anymore during the demo. It is so huge though. And I don't actually know... There we go, I guess. Having a hard time placing this thing down. Alright, well let's hook it up. It's not the best location to place it in, but didn't really have much of a choice. We need a good flat area, which this isn't right here. Alright, but how quickly is this going? I mean, it looks to be a lot fuller of water already, or ice. This is rather. We should be hitting the minus 130 soon. Let's go take a look here. Yeah, it's minus 133. So we can also continue pressure. And I would like to do that for the solar panel tier 2s. I would really like to place wind turbines down, but for some reason that doesn't work yet. I'm guessing we need to have the weather formation or something. Because you can't tell me that there's no wind on top of this cliff here. What do we need then for tier 3 drill? 3 pressure cores and 1 gold wire. Let's hope we can place this one somewhere over there. It also needs to be extremely flat. Oh boy. Gotta admit, not really the best placement. But it is what it is. We'll have to move base at some point. Where the heck is the power input actually on this thing? Has to be one of these legs, right? Yeah, there it is. We can't really move until we get the printer. So that is gonna be our primary goal. That's gonna take a little while though. It looks like we also reached the next stage already. Craters are now completely filled with ice. Fantastic. I'm trying to look what we need in order to advance. I'm guessing the biospray tower, and that will unlock soil. Alright, we're almost reaching wind turbines tier 2. I feel like I'm just doing it wrong here, because there's no way, right, we unlock a better wind turbine, while this one isn't really working well. So I feel like it's just not in a proper location. Stage 5 has been completed, sweet. Let's actually get those blueprints real quick. Because instead of trying it out with tier 1, we can try it out with the tier 2 wind turbine. We also unlocked the modular wind turbine, which should be great if we hook up another cart to our vehicle here. Because that way we should be able to generate power on the go. We do need a heat sink though. We also need chromium ingots. I'm guessing the tier 2 is off a bit. Ultimately, I guess it doesn't really matter much. Didn't really get that stuff to work properly anyway. What I do want to try out then instead is make the modular one. We need that heatsink. Let's see what that's gonna cost. Titanium ore. Okay, yikes. Don't know where to get that either. Well, that halted progression a lot quicker than I expected. Well, in that case, our next goal should be to get the heater tier 3 so this can go a bit quicker. But seeing as that is going to take a little while, do a small bit of exploration. Because there are some ore veins like that. That might be the chromium. I know we passed it. I'm pretty sure literally last episode, but again, it has been a little while. Well, we need the tier 3, but this is cobalt. Terraformation stage 7 has been completed. Let's see, this is tungsten. Let's see, what is this up here? This is the chromium, hell yeah. Alright, so we got 4 of that now. There is a bit more lying about. I guess that means let's head back. And can you believe that I already forgot what we actually wanted to use this for? Because it wasn't the heatsink, was it? No, that was the titanium. Right, wasn't it the tier 2 solar panel? Yes. Oh my god, it's draining like mad, the power, now that it's nighttime. I guess this does not go in there. We might need a tier 2 refiner then. Which is a composite frame as well as a power junction. What is composite frame? Titanium again. Right, the thing that we got, stage 7, is for pressure. We get the printer as well as crafting station. That crafting, is that the modular one though? Because if not, we still can't really build a base anywhere else yet. In order to really go anywhere, we would need to have the modular printer. When the heck is that unlocked then? Ah, here it is, stage 10. Well, that's going to be a little ways off. The power is draining rapidly, but we really need to get those better solar panels going. And that is also quite a ways off still. I mean, realistically, what we could do after we got the heater tier 3, we remove the heater tier 2 and go full in on pressure until we get solar panels. I'm not sure what it's going to cost, though. That is, like, my only concern. And there we go. Heater tier 3 has now been unlocked. How easy is that to craft? Gold wire, as well as 3 heating cores? Yeah, that ain't too bad. Alright, let's go delete our big boy here. If we make 6 pressure cores, we can make 2 more drills with the materials we have, which is just gold wire. Question is, can we make 6 of these? Yes, nice. I guess the bigger question is, do we have space anywhere for 2 more of these? I guess we can have it very ugly over here. Alright, good. How is power looking? Staying stable. That's actually not good right now. But I think these are waking up, right? They're almost at max. Wait, how is it stabilizing then? That's really why I want to go for the next tier of solar panels quickly, though. Because tier 1 is fun, but it ain't gonna keep us going for much longer. Alright, now that everything is operational, how's our power looking? Slowly draining. Very slowly, though. I mean, it's going decently fast now. It is gonna take a little while for it to get to 10k, though. We also unlocked fuel generation. That is a kind of last resort thing, which isn't too expensive. So we might just make that just in case. The really annoying thing is that all of these machines, they've gotten so big that it doesn't easily place anymore. Not in this area anyway. We really have to move soon. I feel like we're probably just better off actually making another solar panel. Those are at least a lot smaller. And I'm also going to get rid of this machine. We're going to need the refinery tier 2 anyway. And then we can hook this up to the base. And then it should start getting power again. Yes, okay, good. Right, now that our power situation has been sorted for a little while, I want to go out and see if I can find some titanium anywhere. From memory, we did find it somewhere, and I think it was this way. But there wasn't a whole lot of it. Everything is slowly starting to come back. Ooh, I almost passed it. I thought this was iron, because they look very similar. While seeing iron over there, titanium does look a lot darker. Which means we could probably make the heatsink. I'll make the wind generator module. Then our vehicle, at least, should have basically infinite power. Because I'm guessing it goes faster if we drive. But even if not, it is slowly charging it regardless. I'll probably switch it out with a solar panel once we unlock that. And while we're waiting anyway, let's make that composite frame, as well as the power junction. And with that we can make a refinery tier 2. We cannot really easily hook it up yet. There we go. Adding another extender did the job. We are now very close to solar panels tier 2. Let's hope that these are not going to be a major pain to craft. Alright, well, the solar power module actually isn't too bad. It is literally just taken off the wind generator. Alright, well, get rid of you because you don't really work well. There we go. How much is it producing? 0.2. You know, it's not fast, but it should be a lot faster at least than what the previous thing was doing. Solar panel tier 2. Really? The only upgrade is gold? So that actually ain't too bad. Glass and gold wire. Alright, there we go. I made enough for 3 of them. Let's see, where do we want these things? I'm guessing over here somewhere. And let's hook them all up to this small power extender. And hook that up to the main system. Yeah, look how fast it goes up now. That is pretty good. That means we can start building our heater tier 3. Alright, we need gold for that too, don't we? And I just spent all of it. Right. Well, in that case, we're gonna have to find some. Alright, I can see 2 deposits, one here and then one in the back. I was wondering why it wasn't really charging. We never really hooked up the machine to it. I thought I did. Must have done the, like, wrong end or something. Alright, then first things first, let's connect the right end to all of this. Now it should be powered. Yes. Alright, I got 3 heat cores. Let's see if we can place this bad boy down. Or 2 even. Probably not gonna work, is it? I think that means we'll have to move this one over. What do you mean there's not enough space here, game? Okay, there is, but just for 1? Wow. Well, we'll use these heat cores for something else later, I guess. Oh my god, that's a massive shadow, dude. That's gonna be bad for all our power supply as well. How's our power looking? Wow, that goes real quick. Hey, that probably means heat's going real quick too, right? I would say decent pace. Yeah, really what we need is this printer module. That way we can build a base somewhere else. And we should have a lot more open space then as well. I guess while we're waiting then anyway, let's do some preparations for that base expansion. Look up another wagon. And I really would like to get a storage module on that as well. It's just going to cost some aluminum alloy, which should be laying about here somewhere. And here it is. There we go. And we can put a bunch of storage on that. The whole entire system is going to collapse any second now, as we ran out of power. How's this looking? It is starting up though, so that's good. So it should go full speed again soon. However, I wonder what that means for these ones. No visible sunlight. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of, because this heater is so massive. I think we're just gonna have to get rid of it again, as annoying as that is. But I think the major problem is the shade that this thing creates is so massive. These solar panels, some of them don't even work. And these are the tier 2s, so they kind of need to be working. Alright, temperature stage 7 has been achieved. Like, on the other hand, I'm looking at this and we only need to go to 30 degrees, which isn't super far off with the speed we're going in. So, like, we may as well wait. I am looking at the first two things here, though, pressure and temperature. I think if we had the space, because the base is kind of surrounded by a lot of cliffs, so we cannot build anything. But if we did have the space, it would be very easy to go really quickly. Like, we can place down a bunch more of the heaters, a bunch more drills. This one is definitely going to be more complicated, I think. The soil, because we're also going to require water, so I'm going to imagine we need power as well as water. But those are only going to be placed around ponds. And then, how about oxygen? Genetic collider. What do we even need for oxygen? Maybe the carbon extractor? I'm not 100% sure. It also seems like we unlock something pretty interesting. Where did it go? Oh yeah, stage 9 of soil. We can get Blossom Station launch panel. I wonder if that means we're gonna have other blossoms that we can, that can help us out. I think our next major course of action should be to build a base out somewhere else. We will keep this one around, mainly for the drills. And we can keep this heater tier 3 up here as well. That way, pressure as well as heat are just gonna get done. I mean, we kind of need to get to 30 degrees either way before we can even start on soil. So we can remove this thing after it's done, then start on soil somewhere else. Hopefully by that time, we have solar power tier 3 unlocked. These things should skyrocket us pretty massively, but I kind of doubt that we have that unlocked by then. But I guess we'll see. Anyway, I'll see you in a second when we have the printer module and stuff ready. It says the ice has melted. A cryospheric melting. I guess all the ice on the higher layers have been melted, but there's ice in here still. Yeah, anyways, I was thinking about something. This base, we have already everything set up here. We don't really need these machines for a long time. What if we just build a tier 3 heater somewhere? It takes 6 power. We just hook it up to a solar panel tier 2, which also generates 6 power. So it can keep itself going. That way we don't really have to, like, move all the infrastructure we have. Yeah, just a thought I had, so we don't really need to move base. But again, I'm not sure how the soil stage is going to treat us. I guess we'll see how well that idea holds up. Ooh, and will we hit first? The 25,000 PA? Or 1 degree Celsius? It is so close. I think the pressure is going to make it first. And 100 more PA? Or 3 more degrees? As expected, PA hits first. And let's go install these parts real quick. It seems to be taking a long time for this last percent. There we go. 100% liquid. What is our next quest going to be? Deploy a biospray tower. Yeah, that's what I expected. But we need to have 30 degrees Celsius for that. However, with what we just unlocked, we should be able to more rapidly be able to do that. Just put in all these water things first real quick. Where did all this sulfur come from? Did I just see that get dropped out of the sky? I might be going crazy. Alright, well, we don't really need those right now. However, what does a printer module cost? A power junction. That ain't too bad. So we just add this to our vehicle. And then we just drive off. It's already getting pretty late though, so not gonna go super far. We don't really need to anyway. Let's place down the heater. How's it doing power-wise? You can see it drain, but not super quickly. That's good. And we just hook these up. It isn't gonna go full power. Not until it's daytime again. Oh man, look at how quickly heat is going. We're easily gonna reach that 30 degrees. And we can immediately already get rid of both of them. To be fair, that one should already probably not be working anymore. Because this one is the only one that has power now. Well, since that is the case. Sorry, little bunny guy. It was short-lived, but fun. But I'm gonna dismantle this now. But this is the idea that I have going forward. I think we'll keep this as our main base, this rocket. And then we just go out and build everything we need somewhere. Preferably close by. The other question I have is, if we just place our gold wire up here, can we use it from our printer? Oh yeah, sweet, we can. Okay, that's good. Probably also means heat cores are no longer required for anything after we're done in a second. Alright, there we go. Heat is completely 100% done, which means we can unhook this. We'll keep the 2 drills around, but I'm not going to place a third one. I don't think we really need to. It's already going plenty fast, and we don't really need the rover tier 2. We're nearly at the solar panel tier 3 anyway. The neat thing is we're also unlocking auto storage tier 3 once we start pretty much on soil. So we're probably going to have to redesign this whole system we got going on here. I mean, it's kind of messy either way. Most of it is laying on the floor. A biospray tower, how much is that going to cost us? A biocore. Okay, what is a biocore game? Steel. Alright, well we got 1 piece of it. I think we got that from random debris that's laying about. And then we also need some gold. And those aren't the 2 worst things to get. However, with that being said, I'll be leaving it off over here. I think we made good progress for day 1. In the next episode, we're going to start working on soil. And I guess we'll see how far we can get with that. We'll probably need to almost completely finish this line. I'll have to see how the soil plays out. But I think now that we have access to a portable printer, progress is going to go really quick. However, progress can also go really slow again, if it just takes ages for the machines to do their thing. But again, we'll see about that next episode. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, everyone.